on pure activity, you never know what the kids, what do you use that thing for? Yttrium oxide. It used to be thorium oxide. Thorium is where on the periodic table? 2 doors down from uranium.
Radioactive.
It is radioactive. I actually have some thorium ones, and I would get the Geiger counter and put it on there and click, 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 click.
I was going to say, we use those for a radioactive source
Yes,
in physics.
yes. But there's an article, now Coleman's the one that published it, that said that you would have to camp for 400.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to camp for 400 days a year to get the same amount of radioactivity that you would off of 1 medical dose of with an X-ray.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to do 400 days a year. I don't know about you.
so you want to heat this one because you do better about keeping the smoke down. I got the tongs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one other thing about these, the new ones, we do some going after clams. Thank you. That was fast.
How many more in there?
We go after clams out in the Pacific Northwest, and you can look down and see the old geezers because they still have the thorium. So what you'll see is this absolutely white light, and then you'll see this kind of yellow light and white light. And it's funny because every one of them with a really white light, it's an old geezer that still has the thorium mantles.
My dad had some from right after World War II when they were still using that for their lighting source at home. When we moved buildings, school buildings, I put them away for safekeeping. 15 years later, I still haven't found them back. I don't know what I did with them.
Now, see, what I do is try to take this into the intake. Notice the intake there.
It gets the smoke pouring. That's clever. But what we taught up the kids is this, they don't know this.
There's a lot of drafting.
Yeah, well. We're heating back. If you, how you would put this on actually in a lantern mantle, look at the pictures.
Yeah, I understand.
Do that. And you burn, the first time you do it, you burn off. He's trying to get rid of the smoke.
I'm just doing the smoke, yeah, I'm trying to
Go into the oxygen intake and
and then
control
just
how much
incinerate.
smoke we get.
But no,
Oh, I see.
But the polymer burns away. And one of the questions I ask the kids, why the heck are you paying for the polymer? The first thing you do is burn it away. Well, why do you have to have the polymer? So it doesn't break. Oh, so it doesn't break. The ceramic is hugely, very brittle. So once it gets all the black off there, which is incomplete combustion of the polymer, and see, it's glowing white hot. Once it gets all that black off there, you can have it glowing white hot, take it out, count 1, 2, 3, touch it, and it's not hot anymore because it's such fine surface area. You can touch it that quick after it being white hot.
you may not want to look at this, but you can see how bright it is.
Oh yeah. And I try out the lights and the kids, yeah, you can read by this. And what we end up doing is the kids, I always like to ask them questions, make them think. I say, okay, why would they go from thorium to yttrium? And they're saying, well, if it was cheaper. I said, yeah, that'd be a good reason to switch. Thorium was cheaper. Well, it gives you brighter light. Yeah, that'd be a good reason to switch, but thorium's brighter light than the yttrium. We'll go through all this before we talk about the radioactivity bit. And it's public perception. That's why we did it.
Before thorium and yttrium, what did they do? They used calcium oxide. And calcium oxide wasn't very good. So if we were in a play,
Yeah. Oh, the metal's hot.
yep, I bet it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm using that
And-
as a string.
Okay, so if the actor with the crummy light had some lines to give, the audience would want to see him. So what would they do? They would step into the limelight.
That's where it comes from.
And that's where it comes from.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you see how brittle it is. So you had to have that polymer in there. And we masked it before and after. And we look at this. We line up this one and an unburned one under a stereoscope. And it's very interesting to look at that way to see the difference.
Before
And before and after, right beside each other. So you can see them both in the same field of view is what we do. Then, one of the final writing assignments, we haven't talked about all the light bulb stuff yet, but they have to compare the two, the lantern man and the light bulb. Question is, what is the energy source for each? Fuel versus electricity. What is the material of the part that undergoes incandescence? One's a metal, one's a ceramic. Okay? How does that work? Well, one is metallic bonding, and the electrons have to flow. The other one is ionic bonding, and it's a different purpose. The big question is, both of them have a glass globe. This has a glass globe. Lanterns have a glass globe. What's the point of each?
Yeah.
This one keep out the oxygen. And why do you care? You care because it's a metal that is doing the incandescence, and if it oxidizes, it becomes a ceramic, becomes brittle. It's not going to conduct. It's an insulator now. It won't work. This one, what's the purpose of the glass?
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Keep it from being blown out.
Wind and insects that will break it immediately. We don't care about the oxygen because it's already oxidized. So the kids are doing all this compare, contrast, and comparison thing, which is a great thinking thing for them.
Yes.
So we do that. Now, this one. We've got our observations, we got our stuff. Folks, that filament that we had truly burned out, right? It burned out. We say light bulbs burn out at home. Do they? There's no oxygen in there. Do they burn out? No, but we say that. When do they usually stop working?
When the filament breaks.
Yeah, but when does that happen?
When they first turn it on.
First turn it on.
So when they resist out, is that what you should say instead?
Well, what the deal is, yeah, cold metals are of higher or lower resistance than hot metals. Lower. So when you flip it, you have more current. At the instant you turn it on, it's a current surge when you do it, and that's when it snaps, it's when it breaks. Now, so what happens, and how I prove it to the kids that it doesn't burn out, I take my burned out light bulbs from home and I open them up and we look at the filament. It's broken, but it's still silver colored. We didn't look at that one real close, because if you just put it into the wall and pop it, it's gray, it's brittle, no more springiness. You can see a difference in it. You can do that. And then we take one out of a supposedly burned out light bulb, it still has a glass on it, and it doesn't look like the one we just burned in glass. You can see the difference and prove that. So what happens? Tungsten has a real high melt temp. We run at real high temps. It does undergo sublimation. The wire gets thinner over time. And how do you prove that? As I turn this light, guess the light, well, does this work? Can you tell me something? Can you see something as I turn this?
Yeah.
See that dark spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. That is where the tungsten was depositing.
Does that mean it was?
Andy and I thought, okay, now, Andy, what did we think? We got it backwards. We proved it. We both thought it went one way. The tungsten went to the top or the bottom. Did we think it went to the bottom because it was
Cooler.
cooler? We thought that. One time I said, okay, before I took it, I had one that was sitting this way. I put a Sharpie on it. And it was the top.
Yeah.
So is it sublime?
So-
It goes up and hits the glass and redeposits.
I was.
We were both
r-
wrong.
What's that word?
Wrong. We both had. That was one